Hey there, welcome back. This is part 2 for Etude number 1. We're going to be going from measures 21 through measure 35. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you that I have 2 free resources for everybody. One is how to practice. I give you a breakdown on different goals you can make for your practice time. And the second one is called 10 ways to practice. There's a list of 10 different ways you can practice. It gives you a variety during your practice time versus just repeating the same thing over and over. It gets really monotonous. Here are 10 different ways to practice. Those links will be in the description box and in the comments. So measure 21. I use 4th finger again so I'm not crossing the string so many times. Measure 22, nice high G sharp, and then again 4th finger so that we're not crossing the string so much. 4th finger right there, right before measure 24, okay, that last E, 4th finger, and then measure 24. Okay, so let's just go up to there. The intonation should be pretty straightforward. Remember good F naturals. So let's go from 21 and bring out those accents. 1, 2. All right, let's continue. We're now at measure 25. So I'm gonna play the first E open because the next note is on the E string, right? That F natural. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to the A string. And that one I'm gonna play 4th finger because the next note we have G sharp. So versus jumping from the E string to the D string for that G sharp, we only have to cross 1 string. So very slow, measure 25. And then make sure you get that C natural nice and low. It's gonna sound a little weird because you have G sharp to C, that's a diminished 4th, but just get it nice and low. Continue, measure 26. 4th finger. Now we're at measure 28, and here I want to play this G sharp with my 4th finger. It just feels a little more comfortable for me. If you want that extended 3rd finger, it's up to you. So one more time, measure 28. Okay, so they're at measure 30. The second half of the measure, again, 4th finger on that G sharp, and then D, they're gonna be a half step distance. Okay, so that's why I like to use 4th finger, because instead of going G sharp to D, and with that only 3rd finger, it's easier and faster with 4th finger on the G sharp. Okay, let's go one last time for measure 28, and now let's focus on the rhythm. Be careful with that rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Measure 31, continue. So again, fourth finger on that G sharp, and the difficult part here is going to be the bow control. Really pay attention to how and when you cross strings. What's going to be really, really helpful is when you practice those practice rhythms, say the long short, you want to get it really smooth, and it's going to help you anticipate those string crossings. Okay, then measure 33. Let's break down those triplets. We have A, C sharp, E, A. And I'm in third position here. Then C sharp, E with first finger. A fourth away is A. And if you don't quite have the vibrato, third finger. Now let's talk about shifting. If you're not used to shifting that high into position, here's how I'm going to break it down for you. Let's go from A to C sharp. So we're in third position. And let's check that intonation of our first finger with the open A. Use your ears. We can hear when it's going to be out of tune. And then tune it up. Get comfortable and familiar with where that is on your fingerboard. The distance relation from first position to that third position. Now A to C sharp. Let's play A, C sharp. And we hear that, and then let's slide up to that C sharp. And this is going to take a lot of practice. If you're not used to shifting, that's okay. Lighten up the tension a little bit on your left hand, your thumb and your finger actually pushing down. Don't push down so hard. Let's try that again. And then from that C sharp to the E, we have C, D, E. Let's play C sharp, E. And see that distance? It's a smaller distance. Slide up to the E. One more time. Listen for the note. C sharp to E. Slide up. And now here we have E, F natural, G sharp, and A. So get familiar with that distance from E to A. And again, if you're going to play third finger, feel the space between those two notes. So how do we practice mastering that shift and getting the speed on that shift? Of course, you already looked at the sheet for how to practice. We know that we have to get a few more things, the notes and everything, before we can really dive into the shifting. But say we know the notes now, we know the fingering, we know the position. I would set aside 10 minutes specifically for shifting practice. And I'm going to practice an A major scale. With those little slides to feel the distance. And make sure I'm landing on the right spot. Now say I get too sharp. You have to, one, really use your ear so that you're able to tell how you messed up. And hear the difference. Was I flat or sharp? And I listen for that intonation. Now I think next time, okay, let me do that again. And instead of going so high up the fingerboard, I need to go a little lower. That was good. Now I want to get that 2 more times. Not bad. And again, so on and so forth. And now let's stay from here. Another little reminder is that you want to leave your first finger in whatever position you're in. For example, right there that I'm in third position, I want to leave my first finger down because it kind of leaves my feet planted in that position versus lifting it up. Now I have no idea really what position I'm in. I have no sense of my orientation, and when I shift, I can't feel the distance between anything. So right here too. And of course to that high A. And once you get comfortable with sliding, then we want to eliminate the slide. And little by little, we're going to get faster and faster. And then eliminate the reference note. So instead of going, I'm just going to go straight to position. So it's a multi-step process, and the final step getting that arpeggio now that you're already familiar with the positions. Then measure 34. I like to use fourth finger on that G sharp, you already know that. And then just be careful with the string crossings. Again, practice rhythms will help you with that. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it helps. Good luck on your practicing. We'll see you next time. Bye.